Hey there, it's Lance with Love to Hate with a special video showing you guys what I got at Gen Con 2021. I am back from Indianapolis. It was a long drive, but I finally made it back, and I am here to show you my haul from Gen Con. Sam's not with me here today because she's working, and so I wanted to get this video out as quickly as possible to show you guys the things that I got at Gen Con. But before I do that, as you can see, I have a little friend here with me. This is the Meeple Light. This is currently running on Kickstarter right now under Meeple Light, so go there, check that out. As you can see, it changes colors. It's a little meeple here, and I have it currently on the color changing mode here, but I can change that up. I can cause it to do certain things. I can make it change colors with a punch of a button. As you can see, it can change lots of different colors here. I think it's 20 different colors, and there's different modes, different brightness levels, all sorts of things here. So this is the Meeple Light running on Kickstarter right now. Also, some other things that are on that Kickstarter. We have some resource trays here. These are add-ons that you can have with your Meeple Light pledge. And so these are just simple little resource trays. These are plastic, very nice. There's also a big tray here with, I think it's 8 different slots that you can put your different resources in. Very nice. And then also a Christmas tree topper, in case if you wanted to put your meeple on top of your Christmas tree, you can do that, placing that on top of there like so, and you can have it lit up for Christmas. So I'm going to set that off to the side, but that's going to be kind of a new thing in our videos that you'll see. We'll have our Meeple Light friend show up somewhere on the bookshelf or the game shelf behind me in our videos. So on to the games. I've got several here to show you guys, so bear with me. The first I've already done an unboxing video on, and so you can check that unboxing video for Dune, a game of conquest and diplomacy, by clicking that eye in the top right corner, and it'll take you to that video. But this is a new version of Dune by Gale Force 9 Games, in which it is for 2 to 4 players, I believe. Yeah, 30 to 60 minutes. It's a more streamlined version of Dune, and it can be played by 2 players. This is something that they are saying is Dune for casual gamers. So we're going to try that out with Sam, the non-gamer, and see what she thinks about it and how well it works with the non-gamer. So that is Dune, a game of conquest and diplomacy. Very interested to see how that one works. Another one that I am very interested about is Picture Perfect from Arcane Wonders. This is a game that was a big hit overseas on the other side of the world, but it has made its way to the United States. This was a huge hit at Gen Con. It won a lot of awards. It's a very cool game. I'll show you the back of the box here. You can see that there are some standees, and you've got some 3D components. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to deduce where the different guests and items are supposed to be as you're taking a portrait or a picture of this scenery. Each player has one of these scenes in front of them, and they're trying to use clues, passing clues back and forth to determine where everyone is supposed to be to get the most accurate picture to get points. I also picked up some acrylic standee pieces that are a deluxe add-on to this game. I'll open this up and show them to you real quick if I can find them. They're really cool acrylic clear pieces. That was something that you could only pick up at Gen Con, and so we will show that off in a review video in the near future when we get a chance to play a lot of these games. So that is Picture Perfect from Arcane Wonders. Let's move on to the next one here. This is Land vs. Sea. This is from Good Games Publishing. This is a 2-player, 3-player, or 4-player game. It has different player modes depending on the player count that you're playing as. If it's 2-player, you're head-to-head. 3 players is asymmetrical, and if you're playing 4 players, it's going to be teams. But one person or team is going to play as the land, and the other person's going to play as the sea. And this is a tile laying game in which you are laying tiles, building up the area, trying to close off certain spaces, kind of like Carcassonne. And you're going to score points depending on how many tiles are in those areas for land or sea. And there's some other advanced rules that kind of make things a little spicier too. So we'll have to check this one out. This is from Good Games Publishing. Our next game is one that's been very talked about and looked forward to, and that is The Rocketeer, Fate of the Future. This is from Funko Games and Prospero Hall. Got a chance to play this one while I was there at Gen Con. It is a strictly two-player game. It's about 45 minutes or so. And it's an area control game in which you are playing either as the good guys, Cliff and his two pals, or you're playing as the bad guys. Neville Sinclair, I think is his name, the actor who's got some nefarious plots to steal the plans for the famous jetpack. This obviously takes the IP from the 1990s movie The Rocketeer, and so this is going to employ some clever card play mechanics. You are trying to get your people in the right position, battling the other person's characters who might be in the same locations that you're in. And there is a little bit of a shell game factor going on with the plan cards, the jetpack plans, in which you are trying to hide them with certain characters, while the other players trying to deduce which of your characters are carrying those plans. So that is The Rocketeer, Fate of the Future from Funko Games. Also from Funko Games, we received the brand new Marvel Funkoverse 100, and this is brand new. It's going to come with Captain America, Black Widow, Black Panther, and Iron Man. And it comes with 2 playable maps, the Helicarrier Bridge and Shuri's Lab, with different objectives, different scenarios that you can play through. The same Funkoverse universe that you know and love, with, as you can see, these chibi minis that are highly detailed, painted, look really cool. And in addition to that, we were also able to be given the Thanos expansion, the Marvel 101. And so this adds Thanos and those Infinity Stones into the mix. And he's got his own set of cards and abilities and scenarios. So you can add this to the Marvel 100 or any of the Funkoverse line of products, as they all interact and you can play them together. So that is from Funko Games. Let's see what else we got here. We've got a lot, so bear with me in this video. It's going to be a little long. Our next game is also from Arcane Wonders. I've got 2 from them. This is Furnace, and this is a game that has been around for a little while, but the English edition being put out by Arcane Wonders was another big hit at Gen Con this year. And so this is a bidding game for 2 to 4 players that if you're the person who bids on certain cards and you win, you get the card, which is really good because it allows you to produce things. This is an engine building game, but even if you lose the bid, you get benefits from that. And so this is a clever mechanic in choosing which of the different cards you want to win and which ones you might deliberately want to lose. And so it's a very clean mechanism. It's very elegant. It's not a complicated game. It's very light, actually, even though the cover might lead you to believe this is a heavy Euro, but it's not. And it's one that I think we're going to really try out and see how Sam likes it, because I think it might go over pretty well with her. I did also pick up the play mat for this game, as it was a Gen Con exclusive, and I really wanted to get my hands on that, as this game looks really cool out on the table. So that is Furnace from Arcane Wonders. We've got from Capstone Games, we have Juicy Fruits. Now this is one that's been out for a little while and has been getting some good reviews from a lot of people. This is a family game, ages 10 and up, 1 to 4 players, 20 to 50 minutes. You're going to be sliding certain pieces around. It's kind of like one of those slide puzzles that maybe you're familiar with as a kid, and you're trying to collect certain resources to be able to build up your little player board, to be able to slide things even more, getting resources to trade in to score some points here on this main map. I love the artwork. I love the brightness of this game. Really excited to try this one out. That's Juicy Fruits from Capstone Games. Our next one, let me get that off the frame here. Our next one is also one that was well known last year. It is Holly Festival of Colors from Floodgate Games. I've wanted to try this out for a long time now because the look of it is just incredible. I love the bright colors with this one, and I was able to finally get my hands on a copy of this. This is a game in which has a 3D element. You are going to be placing your figure on this bottom level here, throwing out your different colors based off of these pattern cards here, trying to pick up colors, but also trying to surround yourself with colors to move yourself up the levels here to get more points. And so this is a bit of an abstract strategy game, but it's obviously has different levels here. So really cool to look at. It's one that I think Sam might like. She likes abstract strategy. And our next game is one that we have also done an unboxing video on, and so this is Camel Up Off Season. This is from Pretzel Games, and if you want to check out that unboxing video, click that eye in the top right corner. It'll take you to that video. But this is the next game in the Camel Up line of games, although this game has nothing to do with the previous Camel Up game, because this is not even a racing game. This is a bidding market type game. It's a little bit push your luck as well. You are going to be seeing what the camels do during the off season when they're not racing, and in this case they are carrying goods, trying to carry as many goods as they can without collapsing due to exhaustion or too much weight or whatever the case may be. But you are going to be loading up your camels, taking on different types, but you can only take so many before you bust and your camel collapses, and you don't want that to happen. You do get a camel meeple, just like the meeples from the previous game of Camel Up. And it does have a 3D element just like the original Camel Up did. There are pyramids in this game, so the Egyptian theme is strong here with this one. Really excited to try this one out. That is Camel Up Off Season from Pretzel Games. The next game that we have here is a really heavy game. This is Guild Master from Good Games Publishing. As you can see, I haven't even gotten it open yet. I've got so many games to work myself through, but this is a game in which you are going to be playing cards. My understanding is that these cards can kind of combo. You're trying to complete contracts to gain coins and fame and that sort of thing. You can see here on the back that there are a lot of components in this one, and this was a highly talked about game. You're going to be scheming, building, and adventuring, and so there's a lot going on in this game. It's going to be interesting to see how Sam takes to this one. It says that it is for 2 to 4 players, and it's 60 to 120 minutes, so it's a bit of a longer game, which is quite unusual for us to cover on Love to Hate, but we're going to try it out and see what we think about Guild Master from Good Games Publishing. We've got more games to go here, folks. Our next game is one that we got to interview CGE about, and that is Galaxy Trucker. This is the new edition from CGE. If you want to see my interview with Ray with CGE, click that eye in the top right corner. It'll take you to that video. And this is the 2007 classic from Vlada Chavatil. Sorry if I mispronounced that name there. But they have revamped this one, put new artwork on it, and made it a little easier for casual gamers to get into. This is one that the rulebook is written in such a way in which you can just jump straight into the game. The rulebook will guide you through the first few turns or so to really kind of have you get your feet wet with this one. It's not nearly as long as the previous edition of the game, as this one is only about 30 minutes. However, as I've looked through the rulebook, my understanding is that you can make this be just like the previous edition of the game, where you're doing 3 trips through outer space and encountering different adventures, dealing with aliens, and parts of your ship are blowing up. This is a real-time game in which you are racing and scrambling to grab certain ship pieces, building your spaceship to endure the whatever lies ahead of you through your travel through space. This is a goofy, silly family game, but it's a very much loved game. It has a good crowd following it, and as I've mentioned, it's a 2007 classic, so it's been around for a while, and it stood the test of time. So it's nice to see a new edition with a new look to it, updated components and everything. So really excited to get this one to the table. That's Galaxy Trucker from CGE. The next game is also from CGE, and it is a party game that came out in 2019. That's Letter Jam. This is a word deduction party game. And unfortunately, this game kind of hit the market right before COVID happened, and we were in lockdown, and not many people got to play this since it's come out because of COVID and being in lockdown and not really being able to do party games. But this one, it sounds really cool. I'm really excited to try this out. This is a game in which everybody has letters in front of them, and you are able to see the other player's letters, but you're not able to see your own letter. And you have to come up with a word that incorporates all the other people's letters to help them get an idea of what their letter might be. And as you hear the other player's clues, maybe you can put the pieces together to figure out what your letter is, and you want to work together to help everyone figure out what their letters are. Sounds really intriguing to me. I like word games, I like deduction games, I like party games, so there's a lot really going for this one. I'm really excited to try that out. That's Letter Jam from CGE. The next couple of games are going to be from Gamewright. Gamewright sent us home with a copy of Super Mega Lucky Box. This is from Phil Walker Harding. This is a roll and write kind of game, or flip and write, excuse me, in which you are going to be flipping over a deck of number cards, marking off those numbers in your 3x3 grid, getting bonuses as you go along. There are some tokens here. And this is just a real light, simple, quick flip and write kind of game. It's got some bingo style elements to it. But as you know, it's from Phil Walker Harding, so you know it's going to be good. 1 to 6 players, 20 minutes long, ages 8 and up. So it seems like it would be a great family game. Really excited to try this one out. As I mentioned, the next one's going to be from Gamewright as well, and this is a brand new game from them. This is Happy City. It bills itself as a delightful building game. I don't know a whole lot about this one, other than that you've got some cards here, and I think there's a little bit of engine building going on. You're going to be the mayor of your own mini metropolis and putting these buildings out here, these cards. You get some tokens in it, and the back of the box says 2 ways to play: family version and expert version with more interaction and strategy. That seems like our type of game, because we like being able to play games with the kids that might have kind of a step up in difficulty level there when we're just playing with the adults. So that is Happy City from Gamewright. The next game is one that I remember seeing on Kickstarter a little while back, and it is from Portal Dragon. This is Planetoid. I think I'm saying that right. But this is a game in which you are mining on a comet or asteroid in the middle of outer space, trying to get different resources and gold and rocks and rubies and whatnot. And you're going to be pushing these little circular tiles. I don't know if you guys can see that at home, but this board has holes all in it, kind of like a Swiss cheese, if you will. And in those holes, you're going to be putting little tokens that on one side look just like the surface of an asteroid or the surface of the moon, and then on the other side are one of those rocks or those gold or whatever. And you're going to be pushing those tokens to peek at what they might be, trying to remember where they are, and not wanting to give too many clues away to the other players as to which ones you saw are good and which ones aren't so good. You're going to be collecting those using different actions on your action selection board. and you're trying to complete different orders using the ones that you eventually mine. But when you mine, you reveal more tokens, and so the board starts to reveal itself more and more as the game progresses, and it sort of becomes a race to get to the right pieces, to fulfill the best orders, to get yourself the most points. There is an advanced variant to this game as well, in which it kind of gears itself more for gamers. So this sounds perfect for our channel, in that there's the lighter, easier version for maybe non-gamers and the heavier version for gamers. So really excited to try this out. That's Planetoid from Portal Dragon. Still have more to go, guys. Real quick, we were able to get a copy of Sagrada's 5th and 6th player expansion, so we're going to try this out with Sagrada. If you're not familiar, I wasn't familiar with this until I was given this copy from Floodgate Games, and that is that this isn't just the 5th and 6th player expansion. There's actually some trays that you use for gameplay purposes, as you can kind of put your dice that you draft, you can put them on these trays to kind of hold them there for later turns, so that you don't have to just flood your window with dice that you might not want right then and there. You might want to fill it up with some other dice first. So that's really kind of cool. Plus, it also comes with a dice tray to roll your dice in. So really cool components here that you can add to the regular game. You don't have to play this with just 5 or 6 players. The next one is from Pandasaurus Games. The next few are actually from Pandasaurus Games. And the first is Dinosaur Island, Roar and Write. And so I actually haven't gotten to open this one yet either. But I did get to work the Pandasaurus booth with them while I was there. As you guys know, if you've been watching some of the videos from the past weekend. And so I did get to see this game in action a lot. This game looks really cool. It's a little bit of a more intricate roll and write kind of game, and so it's going to be interesting to see how Sam responds to this one. But it does say that it's for ages 10 and up, so it's not too terribly deep, 30 to 45 minutes, and it's got the dinosaurs that you are putting together with the DNA and everything, just like with Dinosaur Island. So really cool theme with this one. Excited to get this to the table, try it out. Also from Pandasaurus, we got Gods Love Dinosaurs, some more dinosaurs. This is going to be a tile drafting, tile laying game in which you are building up your ecosystem, and you're going to have different animals that you're putting out on your ecosystem, and certain animals are going to be eating other animals as their food supply. And you are going to want to make sure to place them strategically on your board so that you don't starve out your animals when their food supply dries up. And it's really bright and colorful. It comes with some 3D piece elements here. So really cool I'm really excited to try this one out. That's Gods Love Dinosaurs from Pandasaurus Games. And finally, our last game that we brought back from Gen Con 2021 is The Loop. Now, one of the things I was doing primarily at Gen Con was teaching people how to play The Loop. In fact, if you were at Gen Con and you got to play The Loop, and I was probably the one teaching you how to play it while you were there. I taught so many games of this while I was there, and guys, let me tell you, this is a fantastic game. You don't even have to wait for my review on it to let me tell you that this is a really, really cool, very intricate and strategic cooperative game. It's not an easy game, but it is one that you can win. I've beaten it myself. It took me several tries, but it's a very fun game. And in this game, you are going to be battling against the evil Dr. Foe, who's represented by this time machine right here. And he's going to be traveling to the different eras of time, causing time rifts, trying to create vortexes which destroy time itself. And you and the other players are working together to try and stop him by removing his clones off the board and trying to complete certain missions around the outskirts of the board. And this game is highly customizable in that you can try it out on the basic level. You can ramp up the difficulty by playing with his more advanced cards, the more advanced missions, which come with additional game components, which I I haven't even gotten to yet, even though I spent the whole weekend with this game. And really excited to see where all this game goes. It's got time travel elements in it, which are just fantastic in my opinion. Love the theme, love the idea with this one, and that is the loop from Pandasaurus Games. So that is all that I brought back from Gen Con 2021. Let me bring out my little meeple friend here again, turn him on so you guys can see him at full work. There we go. And so again, go and check out the Meeple Light campaign. I'm Lance, this is Love to Hate, and we're going to be trying out all these games with Sam, the non-gamer, see what she thinks about it. But on Love to Hate, we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.